let's take a deep dive into the emerging fintech hub here in Cyprus. And let's hear from our experts what's next. Welcome to Cyprus Fintech Momentum, Reaching for the Stars. Please welcome our moderator, Styliana Charalambous, CEO and founder at Selfmade Academy, who will introduce her panel. Styliana, dear speakers, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this lovely event. So my name is Styliana Charalambous. I'm the CEO and founder of Selfmade Academy. And today we're discussing about fintech and the struggles, the regulatory framework, and how is the future of fintech in Cyprus. I have with me Christiana.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Andreas, Janis, Michael, and Marios. And I will let each and everyone introduce themselves and say a few things about them.
Would I? I guess we will be losing much time. So I'm Christiana Aristidu. I'm a tech lawyer. So that's enough, I guess.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andreas Livadiotis. I'm the founder of XValley Technologies. We are an online trading platform for Forex and crypto brokers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janice Anastasiou, or Anastasio, as they say abroad. I'm the Managing Director of FXView, as well as Managing Director for Financial Intermediation for Finvasia. Finvasia, all wearing our tags at the moment. We're a multidisciplinary, multinational company. We operate and run a number of brands across the board in multiple verticals. Fintech, technology, financial services, healthcare, and real estate as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michael Dirimos. I'm the Managing Director of Capacitor Partners. We offer technology strategy and product management services to large organizations in 4 countries and occasionally invest in some tech startups as well.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marios Thanousis. I'm the CEO of Invest Cyprus, the government agency responsible for promoting, attracting, and facilitating foreign investments into Cyprus, including small startups, medium-sized companies, but even units of large corporates. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Now, let's start with an overview. How each and every one of you describe the current state of fintech industry in Cyprus, and what specific trends and developments have you observed? Let's start with Christiana.
Hi, everyone, again. I'm delighted to be here with you today. Thank you to the organizers for the kind invitation. I'm very optimistic, and it's always the case that these events, this specific event, serves as a platform for excellent communication between the most important players in the fintech arena. So how would I address this question posed by Styliana? And very quickly. First of all, what is fintech? Maybe you of course, all know. I would say that, yes, it is a use of technology in the financial services, but it is about really technology-enabled innovation. So either we do enable it or we don't. So how do I see this in order to address Styliana's question, the status of the fintech industry today in Cyprus? So I break it down I approach it in the following way. I see that there are 3 dimensions I should touch in order to address Styliana's question. So first of all, we do get new products and innovative services that we didn't have before. So, such as crypto assets. And what are the services I'm referring to? Related and connected services, associated services, such as custody and exchange. Then we go to the second dimension. What is the second dimension of fintech? We get to see that new, different ways of performing front and back stage offices. So we do have onboarding, we do have cloud storage, we do have transaction monitoring, we do have risk management, and all these things that are considered to be front and back offices works, allow me to say. And then we do get new business models, new distribution models. What are these new distribution models we see in the market? Mobile and online services. So also we do get to see multi-service digital platforms. So this is fintech. So do we see this in Cyprus? Is there a demand? Yes, there is a strong demand. So the fintech industry in Cyprus, the status of the fintech industry in Cyprus, I would reply that yes, it is strong after having analyzed these three dimensions, and it will play a very crucial role in the shaping, in the future shaping of the intermediation services. Thank you.
Thank you, Christiana. Let's move to Andreas.
Thank you, Styliana. Cyprus is like the waves moving by the moon. Right now, we are lucky enough to have a war. We are lucky enough to have COVID to help us. And we have seen situational growth in Cyprus. What we need to focus is on building the foundations, making it comfortable for all these companies that they are coming because of situational fear, not because of really wanting to come here. And we need to focus on them, listen to their needs, also listen to the old fintech players in Cyprus. Fintech is a buzzword. It's been used the last 10 years. But what is fintech? Is financial technology has been around a long time, 20, 30 years, 40 years. Plus, most companies, they have a fintech department, they have a fintech need. So focusing on fintech, anything related to financial technology will help Cyprus to have a better growth, more companies, and make it more comfortable for the old companies that are existing here.
Thank you, Andreas. You mentioned that the COVID helped fintech to develop in more quick ways in the world. I agree absolutely. And for me, COVID was the best thing that happened to me because I bought stocks in the stock market on 70% discount.
Great.
Okay. Let's move on to Janice.
Thank you, Styliana. Let me say, address this or answer in a different way. Broadly speaking, fintech ecosystems, as we know, exist, or they're categorized into 4 different categories, let's say. One is ecosystems in our international financial sectors, such as New York, London, Frankfurt, and so forth, where there's strong access to both capital and to talent as well. Then we have what we call regional financial centers, such as Amsterdam, Stockholm, and they have the benefit of support from sort of local government. Then we have emerging financial centers, such as Abu Dhabi. Again, there's strong government support there from policymakers and so forth. Then we have our sort of, you wouldn't call them, say, financial centers, but they're strong tech centers such as Silicon Valley. We have Herzliya in Israel, so on and so forth. Then how I like to look at it, then Cyprus is uniquely emerging into its own financial hub, financial ecosystem that's evolving or growing, driven by, I guess, customer, industry, government, our policymakers, and the existing, industry that we have that's derived from Forex as well. So we're uniquely developing and growing, if I can put it that way.
Thank you. Michael?
My turn. So I'm going to build on what Janice said about the ecosystems as well. In Cyprus, we have seen growth in the fintech, in the Forex space over the last few years, especially over the last few years for the factors Andreas mentioned as well. But it's not about having growth, it's about making it sustainable. So an ecosystem has certain components that make it, whether we're talking about Silicon Valley, Cambridge, Tel Aviv, or so forth, or even Athens. You have to have a certain strategic focus on certain areas. So let's say this is fintech. You need to have knowledge exchange that is happening, and this is happening with initiatives like this one. You need to have the talent, which Cyprus is lacking. We are importing talent, but still companies who relocate here or that are being founded here have a hard time finding talent, especially technical talent. And then you have something that is very, very important in every ecosystem, that is a culture. A culture of cooperation, a culture of exchange of knowledge, even between competitors. And we have seen studies about this. This is the reason Silicon Valley actually overcame Route 128 in Boston back in the 80s, where even competitors worked together to find a way to share the technical knowledge, to train new talent, to give way to innovation happen within the cluster so that it would become a prominent region. So change is happening in Cyprus. It reminds me a lot of Athens in 2010, what is happening here with the tech ecosystem, not just fintech, everything together. But our mission should be to make it sustainable, to invest on talent, more knowledge transfer, better policies, better regulations.
That's right, I absolutely agree. Thank you. Marios.
Thank you very much. It's a very important point that was raised regarding the fintech status. I would agree with all the speakers on the panel. I would like to give you an example. Only this month, from 1st of September until now, there were 6 international conferences only in Limassol, and almost all of them, they had tech, fintech, startups, and other types of tech in their different discussions. That's thousands of people in one city within 21 days. This is huge. And for us, we can surely tell you that there is no day going by at the office at Invest Cyprus or even on the go that we do not receive inquiries, calls, emails from tech companies, some of them fintechs, some of them actually one of the giants worldwide, in setting up some units, some operation in Cyprus. So yes, it's growing. It will be growing for the future, but the challenge is to maintain it and offer the infrastructure that is needed in order for the existing companies that are here, but also for the new ones that will be coming to be able to foster and grow. Yes, we have a talent shortage. It's not only in Cyprus, it's all over the world. We need to see how we help these companies, whether small, medium, or large, to have access to expertise. And as Invest Cyprus, we are working with the different bodies at the government, the Deputy Ministry of Digitalization, the Ministry of Labour, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in order to be able to offer solutions specifically for that very important issue that the companies are facing. And I would like also to highlight here that what happened is not by accident. Yes, unfortunately, we had the Russian invasion into Ukraine. Yes, unfortunately, we had the explosion at Beirut port. Yes, unfortunately, many issues around Cyprus, in the countries around Cyprus. But I would like to highlight that in 2018, just before COVID, when we made a small survey among the tech companies in Cyprus, as Invest Cyprus, in order to understand their biggest challenges, the main one was talent. They couldn't find talent. So how could we have suggested something to the government to help these companies? It was suggested that 26 professions, and those professions were given to us from the CEOs of tech companies in Cyprus, international companies. And the option there was to be able to have non-EU personnel, since we cannot find in Cyprus, we cannot bring from the EU, maybe bring from outside the European Union with fast-track procedures, maximum 4 weeks, to get working permit and be able to contribute in Cyprus. So in 2018, that was the first plan, which was also complemented by tax incentives. We suggested it to the Ministry of Commerce. The Minister of Commerce took it to the Ministerial Cabinet, and it was approved. 2019 came in. We have seen some growth and some interest. But where we have seen the major growth, I have to highlight this, was during the pandemic years. Lockdown in March 2020, the package was there, companies took advantage, tech was fast-forwarded, and then, of course, we had all the geopolitics and turbulences in countries. Main one was the Russian invasion into Ukraine, which basically led to the exit of companies from Russia, whether we are in Moscow or St. Petersburg, most of them of Western interests, looking to set up base. I can tell you, we helped Ukrainians, we helped companies from Ukraine, from Eastern Europe, but also Western companies exiting Russia to be able to work in Cyprus. And these brand names, these huge companies, are having with them the best minds of coders, professionals, IT experts. And we are proud to have them in Cyprus, together with the smaller ones and the startups, whether they are startups from Israel, whether they are startups from India, or startups from anywhere else in the world. I'm giving you some background, and also it's very important to know that the government of Cyprus, over the last 4 years, has created the Chief Scientist Office, which is supporting a lot of the startups with millions of euros EU funded in serious projects. We have also set up the Deputy Ministry of Digitalization, and we are very pleased that the government was pro-business, worked with us, worked with the private sector, with you, because at the end of the day, you are making Cyprus a tech hub, not us. We are facilitating.
Thank you, Marios. You all mentioned that fintech companies face a lot of challenges, especially in Cyprus. So I would like to ask Styliana, as a technology business lawyer and many more things. So how do you see the legal and regulatory environment evolving to support the fintech innovation in Cyprus?
It has been evolving since years ago, but recently we got some really very important frameworks and legislations. So, of course, in Cyprus, the legal framework is aligned with the EU. So, in any case, we need to be aligned with EU law. So, what do we have? As a tech lawyer, what I deal these last 2-3 years almost every day are these blockchain projects, and I see that these blockchain projects drive really the creation of different laws, such as we do have the AML5, which provides for the crypto asset service providers. We now see the upcoming, already enforced, but will be starting soon, the MiCAR. Then we do have the eIDAS regulation that is used in relation to digital services, which provides for digital signatures and electronic signatures, electronic seals, electronic timestamps, electronic delivery of documents, etc. we do have the DLT pilot regime, which is about the crypto assets that are securities. On the other hand, we do see interaction between the regimes. For example, my card provides for asset reference tokens, EMTs, electronic money tokens. These come under, let's say, these come under CISEC. From the other hand, we do have the EMI's directive for the electronic money directive. So do you see this, how they interlink? I mean, so for example, we do get these laws for a company which, any regulated company that purports to issue any crypto asset. Crypto asset we do get in 3 types, like payment, securities, utilities. So securities come under other laws, utilities come under other laws, and payments the same. So we do have my card, let's say, it is governing the payment and utility tokens. That is why we get these asset reference tokens, which are stable coins, and EMTs, which are stable coins, but at the same time are electronic money. So a question arises. Challenges, you said. Do we go to CISEC or do we go to the central bank? Who is going to regulate us? So that is a good question that we are asked to issue like legal opinions, and we do issue legal opinions on this stuff and the interaction and of these regulations. So yes, it has evolved. We got a lot of regulation recently. What we need to do is just sit down and study it.
Thank you so much, Christiana. So we talk about challenges. We need to address them and find solutions, right? So I would like to ask Andreas, what are some key points that Cyprus should focus on? Go on. To actively address the challenges that these fintech companies face, and what steps should we take for more innovation-friendly ecosystem?
Thank you, Styliana. Cyprus has been historically a forex hub, and we can see that it's one of the most famous places on the planet that companies set up for forex. We need to simulate that environment to make it friendly for fintech companies to set up in Cyprus and be able to grow and sustain, like Michael mentioned. Of course, I'm not going to mention talent that I wanted to mention, as both my fellows have mentioned it already.
We'll get back to it later in more depth.
Of course. Also, fintech companies and regulators, as Christiana mentioned, they need to work together. They need to work faster, better, more efficient, adopt all the European laws, look at the international laws, and work with the fintech companies. Imagine if in 10 years' time, 20 years from now, Cyprus becomes like UK, one of the most famous places to set up a fintech company. Also, we need to establish a strong university, an institute of technology and finance that will be not only train and studies for new people, but also for people who want to switch from other professions to finance, technology, or a master's in something like that. We also need to improve the public and private collaboration with the government organizations. I know personally that Marios, it's an Invest Cyprus, is one of the best places to start with when you are setting a new fintech company or a company in Cyprus in general. And we also will need a better infrastructure when it comes to helping fintechs. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so insightful. Janice, you have international experience and you travel all the time. I couldn't reach you for a long time. A lot. So what can Cyprus do to attract foreign fintech companies and investments to further boost its ecosystem?
Okay. Look, I mean, we've already touched upon quite a number of topics with regards to, I mean, particularly Michael and Marius as well. A fintech ecosystem is a very complex network. I mean, we have interacting components. You're talking about financial institutions, regulators, startups, scale-ups, and to be honest, it's two words that have already been mentioned that are key to that, and it's nothing unique to whether it's Cyprus or abroad, but it's collaboration, and it's collaboration of these different intertwining, components, and ensuring that, as Michael said, that it's sustainable. I think these are the key words, the two words that I would like everybody to take away, for example, from this collaboration between all of, whether you're industry, whether from, regulator or government or policy maker, it's collaboration and sustainability of that.
In order to reach a good sustainability, we need to collaborate with the companies.
Definitely collaborate, and I think Michael again touched upon that. I mean, whether it's collaborating with your competitors, partners, and that's across the board. Whether it's talent acquisition or searching for and different components of your business, collaboration is definitely key to that.
Thank you so much. You both touched the lack of talent subject. So, Michael, I would like to ask you, how can Cyprus ensure it has the necessary talent pool to support the fintech growth? And what role can educational institutions play in that?
A very important one. So when it comes to talent, we have to look at the short term and the long term. The short term, let's say right now Cyprus, I think it's at 3% unemployment, which in economic terms is considered to be full employment or perfect employment state. At the same time, the job vacancies in communication and information technology between 22 to 23 increased by 75%. So that means we don't find enough people to hire. No matter how much talent we import, and thousands of high-skilled workers came to Cyprus over the last couple of years, it means there's not enough talent. So in the short term, we definitely need to consider pushing more upskilling and reskilling of existing personnel. We mentioned Silicon Valley before. About 70 to 80 years ago, when Silicon Valley was being formed with the production of semiconductors, different colleges, Berkeley, Stanford, Santa Clara College, and others, created quick, rapid electrical engineering programs so that they could retrain people and, meet the demand that there was for the production of semiconductors and then microchips. They planned for it. They coordinated. They had a plan of action on how to reskill. Right now in Cyprus, there are various initiatives from the government and the private sector about reskilling and upskilling, but there doesn't seem to be a coordinated effort, and we need to coordinate. Now, let's go to the short term, to the long term, sorry. Importing talent is always more expensive than nurturing it and having it here, hiring local talent. So we need to go deeper. If you see our stats in sciences, math, and so forth for primary schools are well below the European average. So we need to start being more science, tech, mathematically oriented from the schools. We need to introduce code in schools. We need to nurture the next generation of people, of talent, that will be able to meet the market demands. We have a lot of lawyers, we have a lot of accountants. I'm saying that in the good way, but we need more technical. Yeah.
I'm also an accountant, thank you.
I'm saying it in a good way, but we need to, have foresight, not be reactive, but proactive in our education efforts.
Thank you. That is very correct. And everything that I wanted to learn about fintech industry in general, I actually didn't learn it from university. I had to research myself to find maybe courses in universities abroad, because in Cyprus it's very limited what it's offered here. So we need to improve our
We
education.
try our best, Styliana. It's very limited, but we are trainers. We try our best. We have very good courses here. We do deal with all the regulatory frameworks, like everything, crypto assets, blockchain, AI, machine learning, deep learning. We do have courses, I mean, for the employees of the companies under with an ad.
Where can someone go to find these courses? Is there a website?
Different institutions offer these courses, but we do have many different courses in almost all the new regulatory frameworks, almost all. I mean, be it DORA, be the new AML package under the transfer of funds, the MyCar, AML, the previous AML, the 5, crypto asset service provider, digital currencies of all kinds, different types of tokens, all this we address in the courses we do have. So I guess for such a small island, we do have awesome courses, and I'm an educator and a trainer. So that is why I interrupted you, because I want the people to know that if they Google all these frameworks, they will find associated courses for them to train themselves.
So someone can contact you to direct them specifically what they want to learn about?
Of course, and we do offer internal courses as well to huge incumbents, institutions, banks, Forex, EMIs, tech companies, about everything that has to do with the regulatory framework and how to overcome pitfalls and everything. So yes, we do.
Thank you so much. So now I will make a general question to everyone. What final piece of advice or encouragement would you give to aspiring fintech entrepreneurs looking to establish themselves in Cyprus? And we'll start with Marios.
Thank you. What I would like to, maybe after we leave from here, for you to have as takeaway, Invest Cyprus is not just facilitating and assisting companies and individuals. We would like also to make sure that you have, as Invest Cyprus, the vision, the foreign investors' house. And with that vision, it means we are open to your suggestions. We are open to your ideas, to things that you would like to see in Cyprus, and we can discuss it. We can arrange online meetings or face-to-face meetings to see what do you need here in Cyprus to get better in order to have your companies and your employees flourish. Yes, we have the challenges that, as was mentioned before, there are some challenges with the schooling. We are glad that we're going to see some new schools being built. It's important for the families, for the children, to be able to be placed in the right schools. There are also some issues with real estate, as I understand. There is a plan, a medium term and a long term. I was yesterday discussing with the new chief scientist, Mr. Skouridis, that we need to all together, the government together with the private sector, sit and see, Cyprus in 5 years, in 10 years, and in 15 years. And we reach to the vision of Cyprus 2035, which is a practical vision prepared by PwC Cyprus, the government. That vision says that we want to make Cyprus as one of the best places to live, work, and do business. So we have to see where we are going, every year, step by step, in order to reach and be able to succeed in that vision. Yesterday also, I was informed that this inflow of talent into Cyprus will continue. We are seeing this year, 2023, so far, more than 5,000 people coming into Cyprus. 2022, we had more than 9,000, mostly tech-related experts coming into Cyprus. So thousands every year coming to Cyprus. We need to see how we manage that. From our side, we are all ears, and we would like to hear your suggestions. And we sit down with the ministries. It's our mandate also to make suggestions to the government in order to further enhance the investment environment. Regarding the education that was mentioned before, yes, I would like to highlight that, for example, the University of Nicosia was one of the leading universities worldwide offering courses in blockchain and cryptos. And there are also programs that companies, individuals can be able to further enhance their skills. But now also with the online programs offered from important universities, whether it's Ivy League universities in the United States, whether they're top universities in the UK, it's not hard to register into a course or certificate, for example, in Fintech or others, if we cannot offer it here. So there are ways to sharpen the skills, and we are all ears for you to let us know what you would like to see here, and we can discuss it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marios. Michael, you're more into the entrepreneurial and startup fintech world, so I would like you to give a piece of advice to aspiring fintech entrepreneurs that are hearing.
Who likes Star Wars here? So I will tell you something that Master Yoda said, do or don't. Right now, it's a good time to be in Cyprus. There are challenges, but an ecosystem is being formed. You're part of a room and then part of a consortium here today and yesterday of entrepreneurs, of investors, of tech journalists, of policymakers, of experts, who are part of an ecosystem who can help you start. So if you're going to do it, just go for it. There's no planning, just execute when it comes to your entrepreneurial journey, so just do it. The worst thing that can happen is that it's not going to work out, but you can pivot.
Janice?
I just wanted to add, look, if you allow me to draw a comparison, I mean, we have Singapore, for example, small island states, very similar to Cyprus, has a strong reputation in fintech, but a large number of firms have established themselves there due to its proximity to Asia, to Australia, and so on and so forth. However, they also face the same challenges that Cyprus has in terms of talent, access to a talent pool and growing that. So this is not just unique to us here in Cyprus. So what I'm saying is, again, going back to the stats in terms of education, Cyprus, I think, is ranked third in terms of, according to the European stats for 2021, with respect to the number of people, the population achieving tertiary level education here, and that's behind Luxembourg and Ireland, meaning that the education hits the people within the local community need to be aware, find out. I mean, that's why it's great that Styliana has highlighted some opportunities with respect to that. Some other, challenges that, Singapore has faced was the ability to bring in or to facilitate foreign workers. This was, I think, ranked third into the challenges that the local fintech firms face there. So again, this is being addressed by government, by firms such as Marios and so forth. So again, I'd like to go back to my original word of collaboration, working together, identifying what the challenges are and how can both industry, government, policymakers, educators, how can we contribute and facilitate growth within ourselves from talent, bringing in talent, nurturing that, growing that, and ensuring that talent stays as well in Cyprus.
An environment that could keep talent.
Exactly.
Thank you, Janice. Andreas, one piece of advice for fintech entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Styliana. I will say for someone who wants to set up a startup, they should consider having a mentor or a sponsor, an investor, because he has the experience setting a startup in Cyprus, in some other countries, and they know how to walk around, run around, how to speed up, slow down, how to help them think, the mentality of a startup. If you are doing it alone and if you are doing it in Cyprus, then consider that we are one of the best places to set up a fintech startup, and that Cyprus has a best lifestyle from all the other competitors in the world.
Thank you. So we need to surround ourselves with people that have done what we want to do, so we can learn from them.
Exactly.
And there can't be no sustainability talking unless we are compliant. Therefore, I would say and I would advise, and from my experience, having dealt and dealing every day with platforms and multi-service digital platforms and all of these innovation business models, I would say explore it before you do it. Explore everything from the inception of the idea. When you draft your business plan, explore the regulatory framework, ask if you don't know, so you won't have issues with your investment, because it's simple, you will lose your money. It's not only about sustainability and growth, it's about being compliant. So unless you are compliant, there is nothing further. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This was our panel for today.